Hello, welcome everyone. Layers of Learning. This is where it's at. Welcome to lesson 1. We are going to be learning from the foundation up to learn correctly. I'll tell you, if I could get $1 for every time over 30 years of teaching, a student skips steps just to learn their favorite song or pieces, or they buy a program that really only gets them to point B-ish or kind of C because they don't learn correctly. When you put some time in and go slow at first, you end up learning faster. And you also learn about the art and being more patient. Enough of that, but I do want to say this. Welcome, and if you're here to learn and learn the correct way, you're at the right place. I do not offer gimmicks or any kind of fads. It's about learning the language. Here we go. So in today's lesson, it's going to be the treble clef and the musical staff. We also see the treble clef known as G clef, so check out that red arrow. That red arrow is representing the treble clef. That scroll is on the second line, which is G. That's known as G. The musical staff, as you can see, it's 5 lines and 4 spaces. So let's take a look at some of our learning goals. We're going to learn the notes on the staff, and for lesson 1, just treble clef only. Learning is done in small increments of time. That's the best way our brains can digest. And we're going to learn the notes on the piano, the white notes, and then also the notes on the staff, followed by, I have to, a little quiz that will test your knowledge. And I'm also, more importantly, going to be giving some important practice tips. So as you can see on the screen, I have the C on the keyboard, and we're going to think the 2 raised keys, the 2 black keys, to the left is C. And then we're just going up the alphabet. If you take a look at the screen, you can see that's middle C with the ledger line going through it. And then if you want, look to the far right here, you'll see the pitch name for this part of the lesson. After C, we're just going to go up. That's D, and then E, and then F, and then G. And then with the musical alphabet, we go back to A, and then B, and then C, and then D, and then E, and then F. So what I'm going to do, and also I have a PDF you can check out and play. I add exercises just are 1 to 2 pitches, 3 pitches, 4 and 5 pitches. So we're going to learn in blocks. We're going to focus on the first 5 pitches, and what I'd like to go ahead and mention is some important tips. So we're going to always want to count from the lines from the bottom. So again, that red arrow represents the second line. So the first line would be E. And you can just memorize that note. That is E. And then if you go up, that's F. Here is the tricky part with music. We go vertical, horizontal, frontwards, backwards. You really have to know what you're doing, and that takes some time. So some important tips here. I would definitely suggest to try to memorize the musical alphabet frontwards and backwards. It takes a little bit of time, but if you get into that, it will really help you. One tip you can do in practice is start with C and just go up 5. E, F, G, and then go back down. G, F, E, D, and then C. Every line, every space represents a sound, and I think that's important to say because lately there's a trend on landmark notes. You don't need to know every note, you just have to kind of know a pattern. Well, it's kind of like learning the alphabet, right? If you want to speak clearly, you learn the sounds of each letter, what are consonants, vowels, and all that stuff. So not to get too geeky, but practice that exercise, saying that C, going up, D, and just visually look. E, memorize, F, G, and then go back down. The next tip you can do, if you wish, is either notes through C through G. You can go ahead and play just one random note and see if you can figure it out. E is pretty good. This note should be pretty good because that's G, the second line. Let's talk about what we did today. We talked about the treble clef, known as the G clef. The second line, that's G. The musical staff, 5 lines. Always think about lines from bottom to top, and then try to memorize the musical alphabet. All right, so here I go. I'm going to go ahead and start a quiz for you, and I'm going to simply fix this note. It gets a little moody, and I'm going to go ahead and play a note, and you're going to have to try to name it. All right, here we go. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Notice what I did there? I did line notes only, starting on the first note we talked about. Number 4. Hint, this is where we learn how to go frontwards and backwards. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10, a little bonus here. It's never too early to introduce naming 2 pitches at once, especially in the chordal instrument world, such as piano, guitar, to name a few. Here are the answers. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate them on the screen. I'll play through them. Number 1 is a C. Number 2 an E. 3 a G. 4 an F. 5 an E. 6 a D. 7 a C. Middle C for this lesson. 8 an F. 9 a D. 10 F and C. If you found value out of my content, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe so you can get more lessons like this. Let me know how you did. Wish everyone well. Bye for now.